What's up, people? Welcome back to another video. Today we are doing the last retouching portions of corporate headshots. Like I mentioned on my previous live, I did a headshot for a pastor couple, and I also did a BTS coverage for a event. They haven't selected their images. They only told me, hey, we need these 5 ASAP. We work on those already. Those were completed and sent. And we did some headshots for a financial leadership group. Well, it's a duo called Finanzas en Tacones, which I do help with the podcast every Tuesday. So we did those headshots. We're gonna work and hopefully finish the pastoral headshots. Hopefully we could get those done today. And I gotta pack up and run that podcast today around 4:30, so I could set up and be ready by 6. So yeah, if you want to follow that podcast, it's gonna be at Finances and it's in Spanish, so Finanzas en Tacones. It's gonna be live at 6 tonight, and we're gonna be going live on Instagram and YouTube. So I'll be doing some stories, and then you can click from those stories and connect yourself through it and see my work. All right, guys, let's edit. Okay, so we got pastor here. I'm gonna show you guys a before and after, so we could have an idea of what I'm working with and what the end result is. So let's zoom into the face. So this is what we got. This is not the original raw file. This is a JPEG file exported after white balance and color corrections, and this is the one after skin retouching and whatnot. So hopefully you're able to see the before and after. So the idea is to clean up the skin, make sure there's no distractions, make sure the person looks presentable. So I'm just getting rid of a lot of distractions here and there. That's pretty much my goal. I'm not, once again, once you edit somebody, you don't want to transform the person too much that is not recognizable. What you want to keep, you want to aim for that sweet spot, taking away at least 5 years. Don't take 20 years off. That's not the goal. But take some imperfections, things that you want them to look their age, but not just elevate them in a proper way. That's the idea, So I'm gonna teach you through the next file. And today is going to be a short one, just to go through my last portion of retouching. How can I take this from this to this? So this is almost done. I'm just going to do skin retouching, skin correction. I have some actions saved where I literally, all I got to do is, go with my paintbrush pretty much and paint the areas I want the skin correction to be applied on. So what I do personally, I cannot cover the whole face first. I don't go near the clothing or the ears or the hair, because that's not skin, but I do try to cover every corner of the face and neck. If you have a subject that the arms need that little retouching, you could definitely do that. Once I paint everything on, and by the way, let me also share this live onto, let me see, let me share it to photo family on Discord. Big shout out to photo family on Discord. Let's send this to them. Live skin retouching corporate headshots. Cool. All right. So once again, the idea, hopefully, okay. The idea is to keep, the person looking normal. Now this does soften the skin quite a bit. This is before and after. Hopefully you're able to see how it changes. So what it does is softens the skin, and it kind of blends the shadows and the highlights. Now my goal, once this is applied, I go and paint away the darker spots of the skin, right? And the things that I don't want blurred out. For example, I don't want the eyes to be blurred out, right? So I go to the eyes and I paint away what I just applied to. Now, why do I do it this way? It's the best way that I found that I feel comfortable with. You could find your own rhythm and apply it in the way that you think it works best for you. But this is pretty much what I've been doing for the past few years, and I think it's been working pretty well. So I'm aiming for the parts of the skin that are not, the parts of the face that are not skin, and maybe some edges that need to be, not as soft as everything else. So that's the goal, right? Making sure the shadow areas are not softened, because you do want that contrast in your your editing. Now I keep the opacity of the brush around 70%, and that layer that I just applied is around 50%, meaning that if I could push it 100%, this is what it looks like at 100, which is, it looks like a wax figure. So that's why I try to keep it around between 30 and 50, right? So let's leave it at 37 right now. This is before and after. Hopefully that, makes a difference. Maybe we could go a little bit closer to 30. Let's go 30, 29. There we go. So we can still see some skin pores, some wrinkles, and it's more natural. So let's do that. Once I'm happy with what I just did, I'm just gonna blend by Command-Shift-E, and that's gonna blend all the layers together. And then I'm gonna apply eye enhancement. Now what this is doing is lighting up the eyes just a bit. Once again, the main thing that a headshot or a portrait should have is a good clear view of the eyes. Now this is for common, normal, basic headshots, because if you're doing a little something more dramatic where you don't need the eyes, by all means, right? But if your eyes are looking at the camera, which is pretty much Portraits 101, if you have that key light aiming towards them, you can see that in the reflection. That's something that you should aim to. Make sure you have that key light reflected on the eye, because that brings life to the person. And then bring the light, look at the eye enhancement before and after. So I'm pretty sure you could tell that it's going a little bit of a plain darky gray looking eye to a little more white, bright version of the eye. So I'm happy with that. I'm gonna blend out that together once again. Command Shift E on Mac. And a little trick that I like to do is take my teeth whitening. So I do whiten the teeth, but before I do that, I go to the eye. Now you notice when you age, or some people are very sensitive with the eyes, so their eyes are red or yellowing. That sort of person may require this layer of white whitening on, which is my setting for the teeth, but I also apply it to the eye, so it looks, instead of yellow, you can see it's getting a little bit more white. Now be careful going outside the edge, because this may cause the skin to do that. So try to make sure you stay inside the eye. Once you're done and happy with the eye, you can go to the teeth. Make sure those teeth are white. That's another thing you want to be on the lookout for. Make sure the teeth are white. You don't want to photograph something and have everybody with yellow teeth, red eyes, yellow eyes. You know, we're trying to elevate our client to look their best. All right, see before and after. Before, after. Look at the eyes. Once again, it's a huge change. Look at the teeth. Look at that. I'm happy with the results. We're gonna blend everything together, and then I see that he was a little dehydrated, so I'm trying to make sure the skin on the lips is not damaged. So very simple. I'm going to this tool called, let's see what it's called, forgot the name, patch tool. So what you do with the patch tool is grab that portion that is damaged, and then you could drag that little portion to a portion that you're happy with that is not as damaged, and it literally replaces that portion. Now be careful when you do it. You gotta practice this method and understand what to grab, when to grab it, because sometimes it's a little glitchy, so you don't want to do that too often, you know. Once again, we're trying to make sure it looks natural. There we go. Once again, using the patching tool, you're gonna create some patterns. When you do it, when you use it, try to avoid patterns. Okay? So this is the end result. We took away a lot of years. I'm gonna show you the before and after once again. Let me grab that original photo. I'm gonna drop it here. This is where we're going from. Okay? This is beginning. This is end. Beginning, end. Beginning, end. Okay? Notice that I'm not taking away a lot of wrinkles from the eyes, from the forehead. I do want to keep those to keep the age relatable to the person, to who the subject is. Now you gotta understand, some people work very hard. They start having, you know, those baggy eyes. So you don't, like in this specific case, he had a little teardrop coming out that I needed to take care of. There's some you know, spots on the skin, lips are dehydrated. There's a lot of things that me as a photographer, I need to take care of, and this is the after, you know. Now it depends on the project, you know. I'm doing some headshots they're gonna utilize for promotionals, things like that. I'm trying to showcase them in a very relatable, professional way, you know. So my goal, once again, in this specific case, is to remove all distractions, to make sure they look, once again, they look healthy, they look young, they look cheerful, happy, throughout my end result, right? So this is what I'm doing. All right, awesome. So you saw the last portion, which is the skin retouching, the eye enhancement, and the whitening of the teeth and the eyes. So let's do that from the beginning. We're gonna save this image. Save. And we're gonna take this image, the secondary image that I have here. All right, this is the other one. Now, my idea with this session that I did was to do a little more relatable. So we decided to go with a clean, just one color backdrop. We wanted to have some items in the back to make it more relatable. This is their home. This is where they do study and they do, meetings, and they help people and whatnot. And we decided to go that route because it was, number one, available, and number two, I like more of ambient portraits, more with maybe a scene that represents who they are, and what better scene than their actual living room, I think we did a pretty good job in showcasing who they are in their natural habitat, in their where they usually work from. So you could do this with some corporate clients. You could go to their offices. You could go to a pretty important building that they're working at. Usually a very good corporate business that especially is run in a from a building, from offices. They're gonna have a pretty nice lobby or meeting rooms or offices. So you want to take advantage of that, because it's like, hey, this was taken here. You're showcasing where they're working at, and you're adding things to your story, right, to the image. Because hey, everybody's doing portraits in a clear, professional white backdrop, but let's give that a little twist. Let's give that a little more more information in your photo. Let's add a little extra. So we added the Bible because he's a pastor. We added the background textures to not have a plain photo. That's the idea. That was the idea behind that decision. All right. So from the beginning, this is an image that was processed on Lightroom. We did some color correction. We did some editing, we did white balance and color management and all that, right? That's done. So we exported that, and this image is a JPEG image, and this is what I'm working with in Photoshop, right? So we brought that image in Photoshop. We're gonna start with my patch tool, and we're gonna start taking away all the imperfections that are too distracting. And once again, we're gonna do this single image because my computer can handle just so much. You see how much she's struggling? So I might take it easy, slow and easy. Once again, this tool is great, but be mindful that you may be creating some patterns. So careful with those patterns. Try to avoid them. So make sure you don't do something that it looks too distracting, right? So once again, I'm taking care of all those distractions, major wrinkles that might be a little too much. There we go. Once again, don't overdo it with that tool. Just go small patches. Try to clean up the skin in a simple and contained way. Okay? So make sure you do that. Once again, you want to make sure you're working slow and steady. Once again, I'm going quite slow because doing a live stream and editing such large files on my computer is demanding for my computer, so excuse my speed. I'm going a little slow, but the idea is to show you how I work. Once again, I'm just getting rid of all the distractions, things that are a little too noticeable, that take away from looking at the person in the eyes, you know. And there are things that when you see the person in real life, you don't even notice. But once again, photography, those highlight in a very aggressive way, or imperfections sometimes, you know. Sometimes some angles are gonna help us a lot. Some other angles are not gonna be too pretty, too nice on us. And my job as a photographer is to make sure, hey, they're looking their best in their initial image, right? Through the initial image, and then I'll work on cleaning them up when I finalize those images. Alright, that's not too bad. I'm happy with the results. We could definitely tackle the lips now. So once again, I tell people, make sure you hydrate, make sure you sleep. They don't believe me. And this is what I end up working at. So once again, if you're having a session, I highly suggest make sure you get some sleep, brothers and sisters. Make sure you do that if you want a nice, clean photo. Because once again, photos might highlight those imperfections that we all have, you know. That's why I tell them, guys, make sure you take good sleeps. Make sure you sleep very well before sessions. Hydrate, you know. Don't shave the day off, for example. When I do fashion or commercial stuff for females, I tell them, hey, ladies, make sure we wear a you know, the deodorant for the armpit, something that is gel based or anything that is not going to show, especially for wedding days. That's something that you want to be mindful of. Now this is my little trick for the eyes. So literally same tool. I'm taking that little portion where it's dragging a little bit, and I'm just bringing it up and matching the skin a little bit with the other one. So that's the idea. Now once again, keep an eye on those repeating patterns so it looks like it's skin and not something else. So you want to work on that. And there we go. That's how you fix the eye bags. You see, so we took care of major wrinkles, major imperfections, major stuff, you know. That's my baseline for the skin editing, to get rid of those imperfections. and you could already finish here, right? You could definitely do that. But if you want, you could come here and start. All right, before I do that, let me show you guys the before and after, right? So I'm gonna drop that original image here. Oh, what do you mean you can't see it? What do you mean you can't see it, sir? Oh, by the way, for those who are on Instagram, try to click out and come back in so you see not the top. All right, let me go here. For people on Instagram, when you double click on your screen, it's gonna go back to portrait mode. Click out, go back in, and as soon as you click on the live, it's gonna be horizontal. Don't click outside that, because the idea is for you to see the whole screen horizontal. All right. Let me see, who do we got here? Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know, Angel. So if you can't see what's going on, make sure to go to click out the live streaming and come back again. It should reset to horizontal cropping instead of the portrait mode that Instagram is doing. All right, let me go here, show you guys the before and after. All right, so once again, this is the original image after Lightroom processing, right? Before and after, before and after. Once again, I'm just getting rid of distractions. I could finish here, and this is totally fine if you want to finish here. But if you want to add a little skin retouching, you could definitely do that. So that's what I'm gonna do. Once again, this is a saved action that I have. All I gotta do is painting that little mask. So I'm using a white brush to add that effect of skin retouching. So once again, the best way that works for me is going throughout all the face, the whole face. No, not in the ear, not in the hair, just the face and a little bit of the neck. That's all I'm doing. Now, once again, to paint in the layer is white. I'll use a white brush to paint out. From that, I'll go to a black brush once again. And before I do that, I'll show you guys. This is the layer that we added, right? Before and after. So it blurs out the skin just a little bit to hide some extra imperfections. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take that black brush and go and do a pass on the eyes. Maybe a little bit of the wrinkles here in the eyes. Maybe getting that eyebrow. Maybe this corner. Anything that is a little darker or I don't need that retouching at, I paint it out. So especially the eyebrows, because you don't want flat eyebrows. You don't want flat, dark areas on the skin. You want those to look rich and contrasty, at least on my end, the way I edit. Now I'm gonna take that brush, hide them, because I don't want it on the lips. I want hair, facial hair, and maybe in some shadows, corners. I don't have the ear. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get rid of what I just added. And for me, this is the best way to do it. I got into all I wanted, and then I just did one. Alright, once again, I could stop here, but I don't like the fact that it's making the skin too perfect. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna lower the opacity to probably 30, 29, 30, around that area. I'm gonna leave it at 28. Before and after is very minimal, you know. Maybe I could add just a tiny bit. 30, there we go. It's very minimal, but it does make a difference. Once again, we blend those layers together, and let's zoom in. I'm gonna show you before and after. Boom. Right there. Got rid of all the imperfections. See? And that's it. That's what I'm doing with the skin now. Once again, I'm gonna do another add another thing on the eye, which is the enhancement, bringing those eyes a little brighter, a little cleaner. So we take that brush, we brush in that little action mask that we created, and boom, there it is. All right, we blend that together. Teeth whitening. Here we go. Once again, I do add a little bit of that in the eye. Make sure we get that white portion of the eye completely white, or as white as we can. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just make sure you don't go outside your white areas, because you don't want errors on the skin. Boom. Now don't forget your teeth, because that's the original vision of this mask. Clean up your teeth. Boom. Teeth whitening it. There you are. Alright, before and after. See, we brought those eyes from this, which is plain, a little dark, a little yellow gray eyes, to a bright contrasty eye that we could take look straight and not be distracted. All right, that's it, friends. That's what I wanted to show you. Before and after look. All right, my friends, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this helps your editing. If you have any questions, don't forget to send me a message. You can put comments. You can let me know if you need any assistance, if you want a photographer, and if you're in Orlando or in Central Florida, I'll be more than happy to assist you with any projects, anything regarding photography, anything regarding podcast. I'm actually gonna get ready for a podcast that I have to direct and produce later tonight. So big shout out to Coworker Zone for being a partner and letting me help your clients with all their podcast needs and photography. And yeah, once again, my name is Javier Morales. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow. Don't forget to send me a message if you need any assistance, whether it's with photography services or photography education. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.